friends, welcome back to my channel. I thought it would be fun if I shared with you some of the highlights of my Bunco girls trip that we went on last week to the Great Smoky Mountains. We left on Wednesday, October 13th and drove from Memphis to Nashville. That's the halfway mark. For lunch, we stopped at a place called the Pharmacy Burger Parlor. So if you're ever in the Nashville area, it's a must stop. It is a really neat place. It has a really cool outdoor eating area if the weather's nice, and my order was a white oak barbecue burger. It was absolutely delicious and everyone loved their food too. Just really neat menu. So after lunch we drove 3 more hours to Sevierville, and that's where our cabin was. It's called Sunset Ridge. It's on Airbnb. It sleeps 6, but we had 7 of us and we made it work. One person on the couch, which was really no big deal. October is their prime season with the leaves turning, and this is the best we could get, and it was super nice. It was everything we expected, the hot tub, pool table, everything. So our first full day was Thursday, and if you're familiar with that area, you know that it is jam-packed on the weekend, so we thought we would do Gatlinburg on Thursday. And our first stop was on the Gatlinburg Strip. We did the old-timey pictures. We had such a good time. The photographer guy, we were old enough to be his mother and just had the best time, an hour and a half to get several pics done like this. Another popular thing to do on the Gatlinburg Strip is to do the moonshine tasting. Now, some people don't drink alcohol, and honestly, most of it tastes like rubbing alcohol, but it was so fun. For $5, you got a little thimble to taste, and you had 7, and I ended up buying a bottle of banana pudding moonshine. It tastes like melted ice cream. But lots of photo opportunities. The town is just decorated adorable with pumpkins and everything. So later that night we had dinner at the Applewood Farmhouse Kitchen. Absolutely a must. We waited an hour and a half for a table, and honestly this place is like Cracker Barrel on the next level. It's like eating at grandma's house. It is absolutely delicious. Everyone loved their food. It was so much food, we just couldn't hardly eat it all. Every meal comes with some apple fritters with apple butter. And on the property, they have an orchard. You can taste apple cider, and you can see the food. It's just way more than one person. So on Friday, we decided to do the Titanic that afternoon. It was about $28 a person. It took less than 2 hours, but it was well worth it. If you're a history buff, it was really interesting. Everyone was given a card like they were a passenger, and you got a little history of your person. We got to see lots of artifacts and all kinds of things. So out of the 7 of us, of course, me and my friend Tina were the only 2 that didn't survive. So at the end of the museum, you can look your name up and see that she and I did not survive, but just had the greatest time. And they have more than one of these museums around the country. I know they have one in Branson, Missouri too. After that, we went to this highly recommended place called Local Goat. It was very busy. We had to have reservations, and this is their well-known deep-fried deviled egg appetizer. Just the whites are dipped in panko crumbs and deep-fried, and then the filling is just regular. I had the fish and chips. Was nothing special, but it was very tasty, and I would certainly go there again. Later that night, we decided to build our first bonfire at the cabin. And we sang songs, just had the best time. And we actually had one girl that had never had a bonfire. So that was a great first for her. So on Saturday, our last full day, you've got to go to the Christmas store. That's at least an hour or 2 ordeal. Several buildings, and just absolutely breathtaking. Some wonderful ideas. It is just adorable in there. They have all kinds of rooms depending on your theme. And they have a big room where you can get personalized ornaments while you wait. And they have an adorable Mrs. Claus candy kitchen. A lot of us bought treats. They're kind of proud of their fudge, but I ended up buying a pound box of Tennessee taffy. And that afternoon, our last event was the Dolly Parton Stampede. That's something that everyone needs to do when they go, and just had a fun time. It's kind of stadium type seating. We had a whole chicken, corn on the cob, a slice of pork, potato, and dessert was an apple turnover. It was all delicious, and you got to eat that while the show was going on. So I'm going to put a few clips here of the show so that you can see what we watched while we ate dinner. On Sunday was our time to go, so we left the Great Smoky Mountains and traveled 6 hours back home to Memphis. So I hope you enjoyed seeing our highlights, and we certainly had a wonderful time and brought back lots of memories. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.